Welcome back. This is your favorite village girl, Dr. Dakalo Ndouvhada, and welcome back to the Doctor's Corner podcast. And today I have my beautiful, gorgeous mommies. I have Mama K and Mama Boy. And I just want you guys to know about my guest and they can introduce themselves. So welcome to the Doctor's Corner podcast.
Thank you so much for having us.
I'm also excited to have you guys.
I'm Vhonani Radzilani. Mm-hmm. I'm mother to baby M, a beautiful bouncing baby boy. I'm a boy mom.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing.
That's I also want
a boy. Mm-hmm. What do you do?
Oh, I'm a doctor. I'm a GP by profession.
Oh, okay, amazing.
Mainly a mom though.
Mainly a mom.
Mainly.
Number one priority.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, okay.
Mom first.
Okay,
medicine.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And Mama Kaki.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I am Mpho Bubbly, known popularly as Kay's mom.
Okay, girl.
That's my favorite title on me.
All right.
I'm a mom to a beautiful baby girl. She's 16 months. 15, somewhere there. Around those areas.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The light of my life.
Guys, you said, Dr. Vhonani, you said your child is how old?
He's 9 months today. 10 months tomorrow.
9 months, a few months also. You also new into this motherhood life. Guys, I'm new. I'm like a mom too. I am really excited for us to have this conversation because for me, I don't have any reference of motherhood and working moms to like a young baby, right? So if we can just dive into that, how do you juggle both? How do you become a mom and be an employee or an employer wherever you work? I think that will be like, I just want us to discuss that. There's like nannies and all those topics, that everything that comes with it. So how are you juggling both? Are you even juggling both, or are you just doing one at a time? What's going on?
Yeah.
So it's quite difficult to juggle. I don't want to lie to you. Some days it does feel like I'm not juggling.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not coping with both. But I think I just prioritize my son. As much as I'm a doctor, it's a career. It's a job.
Mm-hmm.
When I go to work, I'm a doctor and I leave my personal life at home. And then when I'm at home, I leave my work life at work. I think that's the best way that I can juggle both. Because obviously to my patients, I have to be 100% there.
Mm-hmm.
And to my son, I have to be 110% there. When it comes to such a young child, I think you have to be so present and you always have to give your all. Because a baby doesn't understand that, okay, mommy's tired today, she's not going to play with me.
Yes.
Babies don't understand that. Mm-hmm. They know that, oh, mommy's home, now we can play.
Mm-hmm.
I can play with mommy. But if mommy comes home and she's like, oh, you know what, baby, I'm a bit tired today, so you can just be alone in that corner.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand that.
Yeah.
And even for the emotional development, you can't do that. So it's actually quite difficult to juggle both, because no matter the kind of day you have, when you get home, you must give 110%. Truly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know how you feel about that aspect.
Yeah. I read somewhere they said, so juggling implies like balance.
Mm-hmm.
And I read somewhere they said life is not necessarily about balance. It's more about having different priorities at different times. Mm-hmm. And not necessarily that you're always balancing everything, because there'll be times where something needs more attention from you than something else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a doctor. I don't think I said that before, but I'm a doctor, and there's a part of you that feels like your job is your everything. That feels like you need to carry the burden home and things like that. Mm-hmm. And when I became a mom, I had to learn that. I remember there was a time my child was sick and the doctor was like, I want to admit your child. And I was on call that day. Like, I took her to the doctor in the afternoon, but I was supposed to be at work at 4 and work the night. And I was with her dad, and like everyone was so angry at me, but it's because I had so much anxiety, because I know what it's like when you cancel a call last minute.
Yeah.
When you say to someone, I can't come because my child is sick. Like, they're not going to understand that at work, unfortunately, most of the time, not all the time. And like, I had to learn, it was in that moment where I had to actually say to myself, no, I'm prioritizing my child. And then I sent the message and I switched off my phone, because I was like, if they can't find a replacement, good luck to them. But my child is sick, and like I really need to be with my child. I can't be here and then be anxious about trying to find my replacement or things like that. So that's like what it's been like. The whole balancing thing is that you just need to decide what's important at which time. And there's a time when I will feel as though maybe if I had to choose between maybe staying home with my healthy child who's got other people who are there with her and going to work, I'll choose going to work because I have someone for her at home. So it's just prioritizing, to be honest.
Okay. And I have a question, a follow-up question on what you just said, that your healthy child who has other people that are helping, that are taking care of her at home. That means that you have support, right? And I need to know, like, how is your support system? And who's supporting you? Is it your mom? Is it your granny? Is it your nanny?
Yeah.
Like, how does your support system look like?
Yeah. So I think having my baby helped me realize that I've got a village. For a lot of the time as I was growing up, I knew I had a village, but I didn't realize the importance of it. I have my mom, I have my grandmother, I have her father, I have my aunt, my other aunt, like a lot of my extended family as well. And then we also have a nanny who loves my child like she's her own. I think I was one of the fortunate people who found their nanny from the time my daughter was born. And we've been with her since. Haven't had to change her, have had no issues. She really just loves my baby, takes care of her. I've never come home and been worried about something that happened or what's going on. Why does my child look like this? Why is she hungry? What's going on? She literally just gets it. Like, even when I need her to just step up, she just steps up, like, without me having to ask. She'll be like, oh no, mom has to be in a meeting, and take the baby without me even asking. And that's been my greatest blessing, to be honest.
It really is a blessing, because getting a nanny, oh my God.
Nightmare.
Because you are now bringing a person, a fully developed with 32 teeth, with their own beliefs, their own background, how they do things at home, how they did things with their own children. You're bringing them in your house. And another thing is that when you're a young mom, and if you get someone older, they might feel like, oh, we don't do that. You don't do this, right? So getting a nanny is quite difficult. So how did you find which channels did you go about getting a nanny? And did you do an interview? What questions did you ask? Yeah, like I want to know that.
So she was working with us before I fell pregnant.
Okay.
And she was taking care of our home. She would come like once or twice a week to clean, just do like basic, like general stuff in the house. And then she saw that I was pregnant. And then she basically came to me and said, girl, what's your plan? She literally came to me and said, this is my job. I don't know.
Okay.
You're planning on hiring somebody else? No.
I'm here
and
for you.
She was like, girl, what's your plan? And I said, well, I hadn't thought that far. I'm still like relatively, I was a little, not too close to giving birth, but I hadn't thought about it. And then she was like, well, I'm available. And then I didn't like call her for a while. I gave birth. Obviously, in our culture, you go to your mom's house once you've given birth for a few months. Then when I moved back to my home, then I called her, and I still had like a month to go on maternity leave. So that was sort of my interview with her. I obviously at the time I just asked her, have you worked with children before? She was like, yeah, I have my own kids, whatever, just the basics. I knew a lot about her already. And then I just sat with her. So like during my maternity leave, I would show her the routine, how to take care of the baby, all of that. And then I would on purpose leave for the whole day in the house, just so that I could see how she would handle it, but have like check-ins on video calls, because I needed the assurance to know that when I go to work, she'll be able to take care of the baby. So I did that during my maternity leave. And then like everything just kept going smoothly. And I was like, okay, I'm in a good place. Yeah.
And then for you, Mamaka Boy, do you have a nanny, and what's your village looking like?
So yes, I do have a nanny, a stay-in nanny since he was 4 months.
Okay.
And how did I come about her? So actually she is someone from back home in Venda, who my aunt knew, my mom's sister, part of my village. And she knew her because my aunt works with children as well. So she knew her, and this lady has worked with children before. and she had a good reputation with my aunt, and she was looking for work as a nanny. So then she recommended her, and I didn't do an interview, to be honest. I just kind of invited her into my home, and then I was unemployed at the time. So I was at home for quite a bit. So when she first started out, I'll show her everything, like how to take care of the baby, the home dynamics and things like that. It took her a while to adjust because she was just meeting us for the first time. But eventually she got into the routine, and now she knows how we do things and how things work. Initially, she was not having too much responsibility because I was at home a lot. I was unemployed. But now that I am self-employed, since a few months ago, now she's taking care of my son full time. And I know that she's got the routine down now because I spend so much time at home with her. I think at least 4 months, I was essentially at home working maybe 1 or 2 days a week. The rest of the time I was at home. So even if I wanted to maybe do some emails or things like that, then I knew that she would take care of him and everything. And I also learning from her to leave the house for a full day. Just that she gets like a feel of what it's like when I'm not there. Because eventually I knew I was going to go to work. So I also did that. And in terms of my village, I will say that I have my parents, because I'm at home at the moment. I have both my parents fully supporting me. I have my 2 brothers and my sister who are very, very supportive. They treat my son as their own, truly. And then honestly, I'll say that I have my best friends. Becoming a mother made me prioritize the people I want in my space. Because it's such a sacred experience. And I prioritized the people who matched my energy, and they also made me feel good, and I made them feel good. You know, it is a reciprocal kind of relationship, a relationship where we understand each other. So I really came to get to the core of my friends and who are really my friends. And those people have really, really been my village in this motherhood time, truly.
I think I do relate to you guys in terms of a village. I have my grandmother, Esther. Day one, when I was pregnant and I got admitted, my grandmother said, say less. She has a company that she runs herself. She has like a transport company. It's not a company, but like, She said, I'm going to leave this and I'll come help you. She came, we stayed before I gave birth. She was just there looking at me and staring at me. I was just like, this lady, why are you even here? Anyways, my grandmother's my top. My sister, guys, she took care of my child. My mom, and when I was still staying in Joburg, I had a nanny. My child was safe. And she was young. She knew how to take care of a baby. She knew like everything. My child had skin problems earlier when she was young, and she made sure that this child is worth taking care of. And when I was working in a very busy unit, I was not stressed that the child wouldn't have eaten. She taught her how to sit. She taught her like the basic things, right? And then when I got unemployed and I had to move back to Venda, for the first 2 months I was here and my granny took care of her, and I knew that my sister was there because also my sister has a child. But then things started unfolding there. I think I parent from a point of scarcity. Why do I say that? My mom had me when she was young. My mom had to live her life, right? My granny had to raise me up. And she needed to live her own life and go explore, have career and all those things, right? But that left trauma in me. I didn't plan to be a mom, right? I never thought it was in my books. I wanted to be the best aunt and whatever. So when it came to me, I realized that I don't like how things are now because I'm unable to take care of my child every day. I'm unable to have her in the same household as me because my grandmother needs to stay at her house, run her business. My mom works. My sister can't just come stay with me. She has her 2 kids. Her other child goes to school. So getting a nanny, guys, has been so stressful. It has been so stressful that on the other hand, I feel like I can afford. On the other hand, I feel like I don't want my child to grow up with my grandmother. My grandmother is older now. I have that guilt of saying, I don't want her to stay where I grew up the way I grew up. I want to be a present mom.
Yes.
I don't want my mom to be my mom to my child, right? And that is very personal to me, and it makes me very emotional. I don't know how to address it. I don't know how to work it out, because I need to get a nanny so
Yes,
that
'cause you're
she can
working.
be in the same household as me, right? So me touching on that is that there's that mom guilt.
So much mom guilt.
Oh.
My mom guilt isn't the same as yours, but I have mom guilt because, so my mom, she had us when she was young, but then she stayed at home. So she didn't really focus on her career until we were older. So now I'm a bit of a career woman. And now I'm getting mom guilt because I'm not staying at home with my child full time. But I literally can't, because I need to advance my career.
Yes.
At the end of the day, I need to provide for my child. Said child, I can't just sit at home and depend on my parents, his grandparents. So now I have mom guilt because if I go to work, I'm expected to go to work and then come home and that's it. I can't see my friends. I can't socialize because I'm a mom now.
Yes.
So if I even want to step out the house, not for work, then it's like, but you have a child. And then now I'm no longer a person. I'm just a mother. And then that brings mom guilt because it's like, I love my child, but I also want to hang out with my friends.
Yes.
And then that's just a whole range of emotions. I think there's so much pressure put on mothers. There's so much guilt put on mothers. There's so much that society puts on mothers that you only realize when you become a mother that actually, I don't like the way that things are going. I don't want my motherhood journey to go like this. Even if you have a motherhood journey, or if you have a mother figure who was very present or things like that, and you want to do things differently, they don't understand, you know? So I think just being a mother in itself is something that really people need to be so, how do I say? People need acknowledgement.
Give us grace.
Exactly.
Give us grace.
And give yourself
Self-grace.
grace. Oh my goodness, I
'Cause
cannot say this enough.
You're talking about giving yourself grace. I think for me, I struggled a lot. For a long time, I would call Mpho and say, "Oh, how is it going?" She's like, "I love it. I love being how I love being a mother. How I love being a woman." And I'm just there like, I hate it. I hate it because, okay, it's too strong, but not like that, right? But I don't like the feeling of I cannot provide for you. I cannot protect you. I cannot be here every time and watch you do that, watch that. And I think when I see that other people who are my village are supposed to protect me, like help me out, when I see that she's learning from them and I'm unable to do that for her, I think that's one thing that...
Take a moment.
Sorry, Mama.
And I end up hating it because I feel like I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know if I'm doing it right. And I feel like doing it right means that she must be in the same household as me.
Yeah.
Going home, obviously, if my grandmother's the one who's taking care of her, she's not going to be putting nice clothes. She's playing in the sand. She's going to be very dry, right? And I look at her and I'm like, I always say to my friends that when you go out, you are a representation of me. So send me a picture before you go out. Send me how your face looks so that I know that Daki's friend is not there looking mediocre, right? The same way, I felt like, okay, my child is like, she eats, she's growing. You can see her milestones are even like ahead of others. You can see this, she's well taken care of. She's fed. But like, obviously, because she has a dry skin, the other people, if I buy that cream and said, okay, put this, it's too much admin for them, right? Seeing like a cracked chicks, I'm just like, I don't like it. And I don't like the fact that I can't... I cannot fully be present for her every day and see her every day, right? I feel like it's better when she's staying with me, and even if I get a nanny and I can see, okay, please, I can monitor, okay, put this lotion and put this lotion, right? Because her skin is dry, right? But then I feel like, can I even afford a nanny? can I put that responsibility on me now at this moment, because I'm still figuring the working situation and all those things. But yeah,
I think with what you're saying, it's part of mom guilt. And I think with mom guilt, number one, give yourself grace. You're trying the best you can, when you can, where you can. And this is not a forever situation. I think that's important to remember when you're feeling really guilty. Like even with the whole working thing, going out with your friends, like, let me use myself. Like for the first year of my child, I felt like I neglected myself. And I had to keep telling myself, this is a season. It's not forever. It's not, you will live with your baby. It's just that right now, in order to get there, you need to put in the work right now. It may be in 6 months' time to live with her. I may be able to go out in 6 months' time and things like freely or whatever. But just remembering that it's a season. I know in the moment it feels like this is the be all end all. Like
it feels catastrophic.
This is the end of my world. You just need to keep reminding yourself that this is a season. I don't like the season. It's uncomfortable. It's painful. But even a daisy grows from concrete. If there's a crack, a flower will grow. So you just need to remember you're in your season of being underground. There's going to come a time where you spring up. And that's when it will happen. It's just uncomfortable right now. And we don't like being in that space.
Mama K, you did mention that your nanny, you asked her to come like a month before you went back to work. I need to know, how long was your maternity leave? Was that even enough? If it was enough, that's also okay. And how was that transition? Going back to work after resting for however many months, if it was months?
Yeah. So my maternity leave was 4 months. And I think I took maternity leave a week before I gave birth. And that's when it started. So I was with my child until she was about 4 months. It wasn't enough. It will never be enough. Even if they gave me a year, it wouldn't have been enough. It was difficult going back because I was exclusively breastfeeding. And when I went back to work, I was then pumping. Because I wanted to keep my supply up. I didn't want to start my child on formula. I really wanted to breastfeed until she stopped, even if she was 4 years old. We don't get what we wish for, but so it was tough because I was in a clinic at the time. It was a 24-hour, like a CHC. So it was busy. And I can't say to the patients, sorry, 2 hours, need to go pump. Like it didn't work that way. So sometimes I'd go 4, 5, 6 hours without pumping. My breasts were like rock hard. I'd be uncomfortable. Sometimes I'd leak and like a patient would mention it. And then like it was just a lot because even like to my coworkers, I felt like it was so unfair of me to say, sorry, 2 hours, need to go pump for like an hour. Like I'm working half the day, I'm pumping then if I'm doing that and not actually working, especially in a busy clinic. So it was really difficult in the beginning. And that ended up like spiraling into a bunch of other issues. Like I couldn't breastfeed the way I wanted, ended up having to like supplement with formula. Got super, super guilty because I had to do something like that. I really wanted to exclusively breastfeed for as long as possible. So like it just spiraled into like poor mental health. And then I started taking it out on lots of other things and it was a mess. Going back to work essentially was a mess.
So you would say that the transition was quite difficult. And on your part, it was the breastfeeding that made it more difficult. Okay.
Yeah, more than,
Okay, and then coming from being fully present and being now partially present because you have to be at work for 8 hours a day. How was that?
Oh, I was on video calls. I was sniffing up video calls like it was cocaine. Like I was in video call mode, like in between patients. If like a patient was taking too long to come in, I'd video call and be like, are you guys okay? Just show me the baby. What's going on? And then my nanny actually had to say to me like, girl, relax, we're okay. And then I started like maybe being a little bit less on the video calls, but that was my saving grace. I would just video call and be like, okay, what's going on? But I was also lucky in that my child's dad has a very flexible job. So he also was in the house often with the nanny, helping out and doing things like that. So that was nice.
Okay. And you, Mama Boy, how was the transition? Did you transition?
I think I had a bit of a smoother transition. So I was on maternity leave for 4 months, but I took annual leave before.
Okay.
So in total, I was at home for 5 months last year.
Okay.
And I was at home for a full month before I gave birth. But this was because my contract was ending in December.
Oh,
so my
okay.
maternity leave ended in December as well.
Oh, okay.
So after maternity leave, I was unemployed, as I mentioned. So I was still at home mainly until I could get a job. So when I was unemployed, I was quite stressed because now I have to provide for my son and I have no means at all. As soon as my maternity leave ended, so did my income. So that was my main stress after maternity leave. And then at that time, I had to bring in a nanny because I knew that at any time I must be able to locum. And I'm at home with my parents, but my parents are working. So I can't get a call that, okay, come to work tomorrow. And then now I must try and find someone. So already I must bring a nanny into a situation of unemployment. So I think my main stress was financial stress.
Okay.
Yes, in the early stages, I had issues of breast milk supply. And that was a big thing for me in the early stages because I also didn't want to use formula. There's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of stigma against formula. Even as healthcare professionals, we have to advocate breast is best, obviously. But if you push that too much, then it brings guilt when you don't use the breast, you know? So for myself, when my maternity leave ended, I found myself, okay, fine, I'm unemployed and I have a child. I have to bring a nanny in. I'm doing locums here and there. So I was sort of eased back into working. It's only when I actually started my practice that now I'm working literally every single day. And that's when I started to feel the guilt of now I'm missing out, you know. When he started crawling, I wasn't really there. It was actually his nanny who kind of taught him how to crawl. So that's when I started feeling like, okay, now I'm starting to miss out. He's older and he's reaching these sort of milestones. When I started working, unlike Mpho, I couldn't do video calls because I was working in private now. And the things, it's fast paced in emergency departments it's so fast paced. So I found myself not even having time to eat, let alone even look at my phone. And then I was also assisting in theatre. And when you're in theatre, you're scrubbed in. And I do long theatre cases. The shortest theatre case I've done is like 5 hours. So in that full 5 to 8 hours, I'm in theatre. I can't video call my son. So for me, it was like, I kind of had to detach emotionally from being a mother. Otherwise, then I'd feel so many things. Because now it's like I'm not there. And it goes back to what I was saying about how people are like, how can you work? You're a mother now. So the transition for me was smoother in terms of I wasn't rushed back into work. But when I did go back to work, it just felt as though it's two separate entities now. You know, motherhood and working. It's like, they're not balanced. They're not together.
So, and you juggle them like separately?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess I also need to share my transition. I did the same as Mamaka K. I had my nanny come in a month before because I wanted to show her, and also I wanted to see how she interacts with the baby. And I trusted that lady. Like guys, top tier. I called her the other day. Her phone didn't go through, but I just wanted to say thank you. I wanted to say thank you because she gave me peace. When I was at work, she would call, send me videos of her like doing tummy time. When she started crawling, she sent me videos when I'm at work because I think I'm parenting from a trauma, right? I'm learning how to do healthy parenting. I'm not yet there. I'm learning to say, okay, I'm a mom and also this, right? So when I'm at work, I switch off because I need to cope with the stress here. And then sometimes that switching off does overlap. So when I switch off, I forget to like switch on.
Switch back on.
Yeah. So with that being said, I think having a nanny at that time during the transition, it made me cope because I knew that she was safer. So I don't need to like always call. And she always checked in with me. It's like God sent her and said, okay, you do the sending and making sure that this person knows that the child is safe, right? And I was working in a very fast-paced maternity and all those things. And it's so weird that I'm so supportive to the other moms. I'm like, you can do this. But I'm here like, oh, I can't do it. You know? So I think I need more. I need to go to therapy for motherhood. I think I don't know how to do it. And I know how to do it, but I don't know how to deal with the child in me.
Yes. 100%.
Yes. My problem is the child in me who I want to parent her through my child.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So I think that's where I'm at. So talking about like therapy and all those things, did you guys have any postpartum emotional distress? It doesn't have to have a diagnosis, but mentally, where were you at and where are you now? Because we basically just still new moms. And as you can see me, I'm crying about it because I don't know what I'm doing. And
So did we go through emotional distress? Damn. I fought for my life. That's the best way to explain it. The first 3 months, I was down. I was crying. I think there's a time I cried for 14 days straight, every single day. For 14 days. My mom, when we went for a checkup with our midwife and my gynae, mom said to the gynae, I'm worried about her. You need to put her on something because this girl's been crying every single day. And my gynae was like, no, it's like emotions, whatever. I was just crying. I just could not stop crying. And it was bad. And that's why, now I would say I'm in a fantastic place because I didn't see myself getting out of that dark place I was in for the first month was bad. And then I only started to see light around month 3. But month 1 and 2, I was down like a frown. I was on it's more of a mood stabilizer, not really an antidepressant. I was on a mood stabilizer from my doctor because they were just like, she's just crying all the time. My child's father was worried. My mom was worried. Everyone was just like, we understand it's a big transition, but crying every day. And that's what it was dark time.
I can definitely relate. The first 4 months were so difficult. I think the crying thing I relate to so much. It was to the point where, because I was at home, there was usually people around, whether it's my brother, my mom, or my dad at some point. My aunt also came to stay with us after I gave birth, to stay with me full time since my mom is working. But as soon as, if they all left the house, the crying. I could not be left alone with my baby. I would start crying immediately until they came back. And it was to the point where just when he was about 3.5 months, I think that's when I reached my peak. I felt like I could not go on anymore. And that's when I started going to therapy. And that's when I also started taking antidepressants, which was, for me, it was the lowest point in my life. I felt as though truly I cannot go on. As she's saying, it feels like you cannot get out of that place. And now looking back, I'm like, I'm such a different person. I'm so much better. But the first 3 to 4 months are so difficult. They are so difficult, no matter what situation you're in. And I think that's not spoken about enough.
Yeah.
And it's I had the best time. I was the one preaching to Mpho, you'll be fine, breastfeed, cracking. They will crack, you'll be fine, but it's painful. I was fine with that. But I think when the dynamic has now changed, it's different. And I think another important question before we wrap up, is people ask, how did you deliver? Did you go Caesar? How was that? Why did you choose that? You're not a woman enough if you do Caesar and all those things. How did you deliver?
So I had a natural birth, which is something that I've always wanted. When I fell pregnant, I knew I was going to have a natural birth. Well, thankfully, honestly. So I did midwife-led antenatal care.
Okay.
So I only saw a gynae twice in my entire pregnancy. I went to a private midwife practice because I knew that a midwife delivers naturally.
Yes.
And they
advocate for that.
Exactly. And they advocate for it. So if there's an indication for C-section, then they'll be like, okay, no. To save mother and baby, whatever, we'll do a C-section. But otherwise, midwife-led care. So I enjoyed that a lot because every consultation was at least an hour long. We're literally just having chats with the midwife. She was checking in on me. She was always present for me. And then when I did go into labor, thankfully, honestly, I managed to deliver naturally without any complications. So that's how I went.
Without any tearing, any suturing?
There was so much tearing.
How was the healing?
The healing... I think it took the full 6 weeks. to heal. The tears, because I think I had 2nd-degree tears, 3 of them, 3 different places.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So everything was painful. Everything was so painful. I had to do my sitz bath every day, twice a day. Cold salt, warm water every day, twice a day. And it was so painful. And the full 6 weeks, that's how long it took to essentially recover. But that was just for the stitches to heal. The stitches were still there the full time, which I honestly, even though I'm a doctor, I didn't know that stitches can take that long to heal. But it literally took 6 weeks just for that wound to heal. But the pain inside, it still took a little bit of time. It's not as painful as when you actually deliver the child.
Yeah.
But there's a healing period.
Okay.
Yeah.
How did you deliver, Mama?
Hectic.
Like, she's just like 3 tests. I'm like,
Girl, I'm the exact opposite. I knew good and well I was not going to push a baby. I knew very well. I felt pregnant. I said to my gynae, she said, so delivery? I said, there's no plan. It's a C-section. I said, don't even leave me alone. We're going under the knife. That was my plan. It was not a discussion. I've been in maternity ward. I've seen those women punching walls, pulling out hair. I was like, that will never be me. I'm so sorry. But I don't have the strength for that. So that was my birth plan. Had a C-section, really great, can't complain. My recovery, fantastic. I really don't have words.
Not to advocating for C-sections.
no, your choice. You can do whatever you want. I worked in maternity leave. You know, I love obst and gynae, right? I saw a lot of complications, guys. Whether when a Caesar, when a NVD, I was undecisive until the end. Kiri, I went and I worked and I saw this other girl. She was in pain forever. I said, called that lady. I remember it was the weekend. I said, I'm coming for a Caesar. When can I come in? She said Tuesday. I said, bet, I'm coming.
I'll be there.
And I went there, she dated me, and then we're done. So, healing, I only took 2 weeks. I would do it again. I'm not about
and
to
I'm
push.
do it again.
Yes, yes, Yeah, but I'm guessing we're all learning with motherhood. We're all new to this thing, and we're all navigating it with our communities. And we're all navigating it with our communities. We have support. Some of us are still learning how to do motherhood. Some of you are enjoying being a mom. You are navigating working, being a working mom and all that. But essentially, we're all moms and at different levels of motherhood, 100%. Right? And you know why? I have you to call when I feel something.
100%.
When I say, I'm not okay, like I have someone to call.
And as a mother, we understand.
Yes, Thank you guys for coming, Mama K and Mama K boy. Hopefully one day we'll have a play date and we'll bring our little ones and maybe we can sip on something, when the kids are playing. And we'll continue this conversation. And I hope someone out there can relate to you, and can relate to me. And thank you. Thank you. I really learned from you guys personally. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us, truly.
I feel like I was a guest. And if you have any questions, if you want to put any sentiments down on the comment section, subscribe, like, share it with your friends. Share it with your friends who want to be moms. Share it with everyone, your family, and have conversation about it. And that's all for today. And thank you for joining me on the Doctor's Corner podcast. And it's your girl, the village girl, Dr. Dakalo Ndouvhada. And see you on the next episode. Bye.